Hello, hello, test, test, hello, hello, hello. Hello, test, test, hello, hello, test, 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 test. So, welcome back to the stream. I'm wearing my semi-transparent green screen shirt, I guess. And yeah, today I had these topics. Because tomorrow I want to record and upload a video. And I had these topics that I had thought of, just in case. I also feel like I had another one. Maybe something about German language or something like this. Okay, here I could add something like attempts and video editor. Social media. Test, test, hello. Okay, sometimes it says no data, but I think there is data. Test, test, hello. Okay. I was just checking. Yeah, so social media, video editor, social media. What more things have I attempted? I mean, maybe I could do like the amount of times I've applied to each one. Okay, I tried like the driver thing, driver, test driver. I think this was 2x, right? 2x. I tried moving boxes. Okay, I could watch my own video. That says something like, what would I do about Germany or something? The what will I do if I don't go to Germany or something? $10,000 day, 3 months ago. What will I do if I don't go to Germany? What will I do if I don't go to Germany? So this is a topic video, but a little bit shorter. And for context, a friend of mine who is working in Germany for DHL, like moving boxes in an airport, he told me a while ago that he's trying to go ham, like more. Well, not, I say go ham, but he's trying to go like a little bit stronger in like recruiting people for that job because he gets like a bonus or something, right? And I was like, fuck it, I could join him because compared to last year when he also was trying to do that, the conditions are better because he is now actually internally working at DHL before he was working for like an external contractor or something like that. So the conditions for his reward are better, but also the conditions for the job are also better. And I feel a little bit more. what did I have here? Yo. Another friend has a friend with a shit. They've joined the Madrid. My other girlfriend's sister. Okay, Netherlands, Germany, accommodation included. Keep looking, doing some random applying. Look to Japan, Australia. Yo, how's it going? Today I have, well, the title, as you can see, thinking of tomorrow's video. Tomorrow I may record one of these ideas that I had for today, but I do have some ideas today that I wanted to discuss. And the idea, these are the ideas. I feel like I am getting stupider, and also like I add too much shit to lists, but I don't cross stuff out, and I wonder if it will be too much. Then I also had the idea of like regular status update, and as a part of a status update or something like this, I think I have never explained on a video, right? On stream, I have talked about it many times, but on a video, I think I have never made why do I want to be a log fuel or train driver thing, right? It's like I never explained the story of how I ended up there, and I was kind of backtracking and trying to see how I ended up there. And for example, this video is like, what will I do if I don't go to Germany, which did not happen. This video came true, aka I didn't go to Germany as I had planned before making this video. So yeah, ups and downs, the usual. Yeah, very routine. I also feel like stuff is routine lately, even though it's it's changed up, right? Versus before, where I didn't have a routine. I actually had a routine, which was streaming, right? But for some reason, now that routine feels fresh and new versus the routine that I'm in right now. This is the feels like I'm getting stupider part of the routine. Like I feel like my past routine didn't make me stupider. I feel like it made me more alone. It made me more isolated. It made me more afraid of the world in some sense, right? But at least it didn't make me more stupid. Versus this routine that I'm in, I feel like the ups and downs that it has are kind of making me stupid. I don't know. Maybe I would think I will elaborate on this lately, but yeah, it's related to what you say about like ups and downs. It's like I think now I get what you mean by ups and downs, right? Because before, for example, if you had said this ups and downs thing like 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, it's like I obviously had ups and downs in my non-routine, right? But I would have said something like, I get what you mean, but I don't feel like it. I don't relate, because to me everything feels the same, right? I feel like I have said that thing on stream. It's like I felt like I didn't have ups and downs. I felt like everything was the same all the time, like I was kind of entrapped in this thing. And now I feel like I relate to your ups and downs, and I could say, I had some ups and some downs this week. Well, last week, it's like they go more on week-to-week basis maybe, but it's like now I relate to the ups and downs part, but it's like I feel like for some reason these ups and downs are, I don't know. It's like I don't appreciate the ups and downs as I thought I could. I don't know. I was at uni and one lecture I missed the first one, so I went to the second, and for one I didn't do the work we were supposed to. Whoops, didn't know. But the teacher was just so inexperienced, I think. Like people said their solutions and she was like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. That could be right. Like, what the fuck? Did she not do the work herself? Lol. That's interesting. Right now I'm going to German class, right? And I feel like I don't feel like that, because obviously the teacher knows a lot more German than us. Like we have two teachers. One used to be from Monday to Thursday, and on Friday we had a different one, and now they have flipped. So the one we used to see all week, we only see him on Fridays, and the one we only saw on Fridays, we now see him most of the week, right? And one is younger, it's like 10 years older than me, like 36, and the other one is like 55 or something like this. So yeah, I feel like we both of them kind of know their thing, but I do sense like the younger one, you can tell a little bit the lack of experience, like the relative lack of experience. I don't think he is inexperienced, but I think he has like, you can notice more the relative lack of experience, and that he goes more by the book, for example, things like this. But and I guess I also get bothered a little bit by lack of preparation. I also corrected some solutions myself since I didn't want to be there to be wrong answers on the board, but I felt a bit bad since I didn't do them myself, and then I am sitting there like I know it all, know it better. Yeah, I don't feel like that fully. I feel like that a little bit because the book has solutions, right? So if we are doing problems from the book and the teachers, the teacher, the younger one, sometimes contradicts the book, right? And he's like, and the older one does it as well. But the way the younger one does it is a little bit different. So he will say something like, yeah, this exercise, I think this option goes with this exercise, for example, 2B. And then if the book says 2C, he will have to like reread it and be like, I don't necessarily agree. I think I was right. Or sometimes he will be like, okay, yes. Or sometimes he will tease, because usually it's a couple of us who have like the solutions on the iPad or something like this, and we are looking at them. So he will say, what does the mighty book say? Or something like that, right? And yeah, it kind of feels a little bit bad, but yeah, in my case, I don't know. It's a small class. It's the teacher is kind of hangs out. That teacher, that younger one, hangs out with us sometimes in the Pause. Wenn wir Pause machen, kommt mit uns. Wenn wir Pausen machen, ja, ich glaube so. So yeah, when we make like a pause or whatever, he comes with us he comes with us to like the cafeteria or whatever, and to the cafe, more than a cafeteria. And yeah, so he's pretty chill, right? It's like, it's not like a bad vibe. I don't feel bad, but yeah, I could see like how, if it was a big mistake or something like this, or if it's like a bigger class and you feel like awkward deleting something that the teacher has written or something. In 8th grade, I had a math teacher who made mistakes on purpose, so we for one wouldn't take everything as she says as law, and for another we had to be active. She got mad when no one said anything, lol. I think also in math we had some teachers like that, and also it's like a good technique to be like for when you actually make a mistake, you would like, people don't know if you made it for real or not. And yeah, well, I got my blood drawn on Wednesday. Okay, let's do a little bit of a week. I'm going to do a little bit of a week recap. I'm going to talk a little bit about the ups and downs of my week. So, yeah, I feel like this is related to the downs part, but yeah, I will talk in general about like the events, and then a little bit more into the, I guess, ups and downs. So, events of the week. Let me check the calendar. Okay, why is the Windows calendar so fucking retarded? It has like all of these old, well, you can see them, but it doesn't matter because they are old. Well, I'm going to, so that you can see what I mean. It has all of these events are not in my calendar. Anymore. And the ones that were in my calendar aren't here. I don't get it. I think it's because of the Outlook thing. But yeah, anyways. What did I do? Do I have to pull up like actual calendar? Calendar. Let's go to the month. Okay, yes, I had. This is this week. This week I had. Oops, let's see. Small. Past week. I went to the doctor. I don't know when I went to the doctor. The past week, I think. Anyways, this week, Monday, Tuesday, I think I didn't do anything remarkable. German class. Wednesday. But it was, I think, this was. Was it the first week with the new teacher? I think it was the first week with the new teacher. Yes, because we were supposed to have the Prüfung, like the A2-Prüfung, last week. But he moved it for this one because last week ended A2 and this week started B1. So now we are doing B1. Netzwerk neu, B1 Kursbuch mit Videos und Audios or whatever. And yeah, both. Übungsbuch and all this. You had a test yesterday? Yes, but it was not like an official test, right? We will have on December an official test, and that test can get you out of the program, right? If you fail that one, I think it's not that strict, but I think it could be that strict. I don't know. I think it's not that mega definitive, but it is like if you fail that test, it's like the Deutsche Bahn is like, no, you can't come, like you cannot proceed or something like this. I think it has a little bit of that aura. That this one that we had yesterday is not like that. It's like the teachers need it or whatever, but it was kind of not super casual, but it was kind of more casual than I expected. For example, what you mentioned of the teacher not having everything prepared, I felt a little bit like that about the test, right? For example, even though we had like a speaking test, it's like the teacher didn't have like the official B1 TELC or like a TELC official exam type template to evaluate, and more he was like he just wrote down some things like his own template, right? And he did it on the fly. It wasn't something that was like super planned or like prepared from home or anything like this, right? It was pretty casual. So in that sense, I did feel like a little bit underwhelmed also about the text. I expected it to be, because he said it himself, right? He was not lying to us. He said himself, it's like a small test, don't worry too much about it, right? And yeah, indeed, I didn't worry too much. Like maybe I worried a little bit more than I should have or something, even though I didn't study a lot. But yeah, this was the first week of B1, so we had the new teacher. I had seen this teacher before on video, but only once, even though he was supposed to. No, I think I've seen him twice online. Then on Fridays, physically, he was supposed to have come these Fridays of October, but he didn't. We got all week with the other younger teacher. And now he has shown up. So it was like the first time I saw him in person, which was interesting. And the vibe of the class is a little bit different, right? His way of teaching is a little bit different. And yeah, there are some ups and downs that I feel with it. I would expect a bit more. Yeah, I expected a little bit more. I would also not study for anything, but I still feel like they should put some time in the test. Yeah, same. I also didn't study a lot. I'm not sure if I studied in the sense that I made vocabulary cards and all of that, but I didn't like properly study as much as I could have, or like as much as I would have considered it to have studied it, I would say. But yeah, this teacher, it's like he's good. For example, highlights. Let's go with highlights and lowlights. Highlights, for example, the way he speaks a lot in Spanish and in German, more like I thought he would speak more in German, but I think the first day he started speaking kind of right away in German, and we were all kind of like taken a little bit aback. So yeah, it's like, remember what I said the other day, like some weeks ago, that I wished the teacher spoke a little bit more in German, and that I feel like for me personally it would be better to hear German more. I still think that, but when it actually happens, it's obviously difficult for me to understand, obviously, right? So yeah. So when it happened, I was like kind of taken aback, as as were like the others. I feel like the vibe of the class was a little bit different, right? So I think he dialed it back, and he is going to like be introducing more German, like, and he actually spoke a lot in Spanish, to be honest. And yeah, I don't think it changes that much, because in the A2 parts, in the couple of A2 classes that I had with him, it was in German. Also, I feel like, do you remember the stream that I streamed class? Was he an old guy? If he's like an oldish looking guy with kind of gray hair, this is the guy. It's like the one class I think that I managed to record is his class, I think. So I think you may have not seen the younger one, but you have seen him. And yeah, the good parts about it is that he is actually someone who was a Lokführer. He has been a Lokführer, and now he's a German teacher for future that. So it's like he has some knowledge about it, and yeah, he seems like he's willing to share stuff and that kind of things. And that attitude is nice. And it's also nice that he brings some kind of documents, and like he has this kind of he shares comments that he makes on LinkedIn about things and they are kind of Deutsche Bahn related, right? So it's like he seems like he has that knowledge, and it is interesting that he has managed to get kind of this gig as a German teacher in Spain, but for the Deutsche Bahn, right? Now the stream was a younger guy, I think. Then it was like one of those days that the stream was on Monday, I remember. I wanted to have recorded Friday, but I forgot. Yeah, so I think you haven't seen him. But yeah, it was that, and those are the highlights, kind of. And also another kind of highlight that has, I guess, that will have its low light side, but is that he kind of speaks a lot. So yeah, so he kind of fills the class, right? I guess he says a lot of things, right? He's I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's less by the book, right? It's less by the book. We do some book work, but the previous classes had been more structured really towards the book and were very kind of book centric. And now it's like there is a book centric part of the class, but the previous part of the class is more like open, and he talks about like some random shit, some shit about trains, some shit about how his old work was, some shit about his life, that kind of thing, right? So it's kind of interesting, and I like that. It's like a different vibe. If you scroll up on the stream start thing, the stream is no longer available for me, but you can check, I think. What do you mean? Scroll up on the stream start thing. What do you mean? In Discord. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, I privated it. Remember when Okay, vale. Okay, I get what you mean. The stream start thing in the channel, the past stream. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this one, the German class unlisted. Okay, yes. I'm going to check on another monitor since I took it down.
Siguiente pareja.
Yes, it's the younger guy. It's the younger guy. It's not the old one. It's not the one from this week. He is the teacher that we see on Fridays. I could actually unlist. I'm not sure which one I could delist. I will have to check. But yeah, those have been the highlights, I guess. So there are some highlights from this week, some highlights from this new teacher, this new way, I guess, of doing things, and the lowlights. I also think he's been going. I also like his structure. He likes the way he hands. For example, the old teacher, the way he did homework was like just do homework until the page of the book that we have read, which seems a little bit less intentional than what this teacher says. This teacher kind of does give more specific exercises. Do page 8, B and C, right? For example, and you're like, okay, this makes like you can tell a little bit more why he wants you to do this exercise, right? There is a little bit more intentionality in the homework, I feel like, and a little bit more structure, I would say. But yeah, it's like a minor difference. That this isn't like super huge. But yeah, he also does give more resources, like more PDFs, random things that he talks about in class. So that part is nice. And now for the lowlights, I don't know. It's like this is hard for me to explain, and I feel like I'm not sure if it's related to this. I feel like I'm getting stupider part. I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not fully related. I guess it's vibe related to that because it's like a lower vibe thing. But yeah, I feel a bit bad about it, about this new teacher. Not sure why, I would say. I feel like the other one was closer to the people, right? It's like he seemed more, not sure if attentive of the people or something like this, but yeah, I think small things like looking at the people when you are talking, right? It's like he seems to look more at the people, and also he seemed to more to kind of pay attention to kind of each and every one of the persons in class, right? I feel like. And this one feels like he doesn't. And for example, the other one, it's like he seems like he would make a little bit of eye contact with everyone, right? He would like do kind of these waves of making eye contact, right? And I feel like it was kind of reassuring in a way, right? And the new one, I feel like he doesn't. I feel like he skips eye contact with, I don't know, not sure if just me or with everyone, and he actually never makes eye contact. And then I feel like it switches in the pose, right? When we are not sitting, when we are all standing, then I feel like he looks at people in the eye. I don't know. I feel like it's a strange vibe. It's like this vibe thing is different. And it honestly made me sad. I was surprised at being sad by this small thing, but it made me sad. I don't know why. I forget a lot of words recently. I've been struggling to remember, and some only come to me in English. Lol. In that part, I feel a little bit dumb. Yeah, I guess. Well, in German, I feel the dumbest because I can never say anything. But I meant I feel stupider even in Spanish. And yeah, okay, this is related, right? It is not related to the lowlights of this teacher in particular, but it is related to why I have been feeling low this week. And yeah, I have been feeling a little bit low because... Okay, first let me go back to the calendar. Then, okay, highlights and lowlights of the teacher. Okay, let me write down what I have been saying. Let's put it here. #stream. I have talked about new teacher teacher B1. Highlights, lowlights. And that would be Monday, right? Monday, Tuesday, and also blah, 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 until Friday. Then, medical test. Medical test. It's like just drew blood. I got my blood drawn. No extra information because the information comes next week. So, yeah. It's basically just saying that I got my blood drawn, and I guess this has contributed a little bit to me feeling a little bit down, right? It's like I'm eating different, I'm eating technically more healthy, but for example, my father's dinners are sometimes a little bit strange. I think overall, they are less strange than what they used to be, which is, I think, even a positive step up. It's like a step up. But yeah, it is like what you said before about this feeling like the person doesn't care, right? Like the teacher doesn't put effort in, right? Or like they are inexperienced. I feel like that with my father's dinners, for example. Because in comparison, my mom's dinners, my mom measures, she weighs things, right? Which in general I feel like it's good practice, but particularly when I have like high blood sugar and high cholesterol, right? I feel like it's good that I feel like it's nice that she puts that care into it, right? Regardless of the result. Versus my dad. For example, my dad, I feel like he does things and he doesn't even know what has high blood sugar, like what raises blood sugar, what raises cholesterol. I feel like he knows what raises cholesterol, but he doesn't really know what raises blood sugar, those kind of things. So for example, if my dinner had too much potatoes, I was like, has he weighed these potatoes? Does he know how much this is? Is this right? Is this not right? What's going on, right? What's happening here? And I felt that throughout, especially before the medical test, right? I felt a little bit bad about that side of the things, right? I don't know. Well, in my case, I do feel the dumb in German, so it's similar, no? Yeah, kind of. I changed the sentence, so ignore the day before dumb. I feel the dumb. I think you can say I feel the dumb. I feel like it's a funny way of saying it. Maybe not grammatically correct, but I feel like when you are talking about dumb, saying it makes it sound funnier. It's like I feel the dumb, and it's like this image of anime woman touching head. Let's see. All of these are AI. What the fuck? No. It's like, how is like that this woman that does this? An image of derp, maybe? This one. Like this. It's like I do feel the dump. So yeah, basically that's it. And then Prüfung test. Prüfung. A couple of things on this, and I think I will tie this back to the feel like I'm getting stupider part. I think I know which one you mean. Yes, the other one I had in my head. Nice. I emoted it well, I guess. So yeah, I had this Prüfung, and I already told you, but I want to recap it to have it like, I guess it's nice that I write things down so that it's like in 3 months when I forget what was happening in these weeks, I can look it up. Prüfung. The test was a writing part, like a writing exercise, a small thing, vocabulary, and this was basically just it's like this was like a quiz, a real life quiz, so it was not very serious, as you can see. He asked, like, for example, I don't know, Hochzeit or something, Hochzeit, and someone had to raise their hands and be like, la boda, or like the wedding, and then like be like the Hochzeit, right? And he would give you a point. And this went on for like, I don't know, a lot of time until everyone had reached 5 words. It's like there was no way you could fail this, right? It's like if you had got it wrong, there were no consequences. So I don't know, it was like pretty funny, right? It's hard to tell you by a text how to pronounce the U in Prüfung. 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 I don't know. Let's see. YouTube. Prüfung.
Reich sein ist eine Frage vom Mindset! Was wollt ihr alle werden? Investmentbanker! Aber dafür braucht ihr Abitur! Mindset!
I think at the beginning they always say
Zur TELC Deutsch A2-Prüfung.
Prüfung.
Herzlich willkommen zur TELC Deutsch A2-Prüfung.
Prüfung. Before you said Prüfung. Yeah. Prüfung.
Herzlich willkommen zur TELC Deutsch A2-Prüfung.
Prüfung. Ja. Vokabeln. So yeah, there were like a vocabulary test or whatever, and then like a mündliche part. Mündliche. Again, with the Ü. Mündliche. Mündliche. And this was like the thing that I said before, like the week before, like like einander kennenlernen. So basically like presentar, like, how do you say? Introducing yourself. Vorstellen? No, vorstellen is like presentar, right? Vorstellen is like when I vorstell. Or is it like this? Vorstelle mich. Vorstelle mich. Ich vorstelle mich. Can you say that? It's that. Saying this kind of, hallo, ich heiße Juan, ich bin 27 Jahre alt, blah, 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 blah. And I had more or less, like all of these things I could more or less say, wo wohnst du? Ich komme aus Spanien. Ich wohne in einem kleinen Dorf, das 50 Kilometer von Madrid entfernt ist. And I'm not reading today, right? These kind of things I could more or less say. Es ist ein Reihenhaus. I don't know. Ich stelle mich vor. Okay, true. I forgot that it was one of those. Ich stelle mich vor. Ich musste mich vorstellen. Ich habe mich vorgestellt. And yeah, in this part, it's like I had my things, right? So I had the things that I had to say, more or less, like I could say them. But my partner, who is like someone that I'm going to be stuck with for all time, I think I talked about this already, right? In the trial that we had, it's like he just says his things, doesn't ask questions back, or he did some crazy thing today. It's like he introduced himself. It's like, you're supposed to do this, something like, hallo, ich heiße Juan, wo heißt du? Or like, was ist dein Name? Or something like this, or like this kind of thing, right? Und du? Basically, it has to be like this kind of back and forth, right? Saying und du is also bad because you are not kind of saying the questions, but you are supposed to like say the questions, right? And then it's like, ich heiße Juan, ich bin 27 Jahre alt und ich komme aus Spanien. Und wo kommst du? Right? It's like, wie heißt du? Something like this. It's like, you have to say something like this, right? But he said like everything. He said, ich bin Jesús, like his name, age, where does he come from, where does he live, his family situation, and he said his hobbies, everything except like maybe one thing that he has kept. And then he said, welche Sprachen sprichst du, right? And I was like, what the fuck? Bro, ask me the first thing first. It's like, if you say all of this shit, it's like, first of all, you're not supposed to say all of your shit at once, right? But if you do it, at least ask me from the beginning so that I can say all of my shit again, right? I don't know. I felt like it was kind of it made no sense the way he did it, right? It's like, why would you do it this way? So I had to say first, ja, ich spreche Spanish als Muttersprache. Und ich heiße Juan, right? I had to go back to the beginning. So that kind of puts, like, it's not like I'm mega fluent and I can say that all of these things. I have to think a little bit about it, right? So if you kind of put the order, like you flip me on the order, it's like I start forgetting some of the points, right? So I forget to say things about my family. I forget what of the things he said because we are not doing them in order, right? So yeah, it sounds a bit annoying and confusing. Yeah, so I was kind of annoyed and confused. So this is kind of one of the reasons why it's not the reason why I feel like I'm getting stupider, but it's related to this. I feel like I'm getting stupid, right? Because I feel like I can't navigate these situations, right? It's like, yeah, I don't know. Okay, this was actually totally unrelated to this. This getting stupider was more related to like, but yeah, it's related to this thing, right? It's like when I'm surrounded with people like him, for example, it's like he says some things, and it's like I feel like I have to turn my brain off, right? I think it's not necessarily because of what he says, although a little bit, but mostly because of the way he says it, right? It's like the way he speaks is like the same way he spoke in that test, right? So he said something and then he asked some question in the middle that kind of gets everything messed up instead of going through a proper order, is the way he speaks, I guess, in general, right? It's not like just a problem with this particular exercise in this test, right? It's more of a general thing that I feel of the vibe of this person, right? Which is, I don't know, it's like I was a little bit distraught by this thing, right? But I also feel like I don't want to change it, right? I think I have taken upon the challenge of not changing that because I have realized that it is kind of a thing that he does more or less, right? It's not like it's something that I could change, right? I could be like, hey, I feel like we should do this way, right? But it's like, and I think I could get him eventually to maybe agree with some tactics or whatever, but I feel like it's a better idea to just try to adapt, to learn how to counteract that kind of energy, right? I heard that it shows that you mastered the language or at least got really good if you understand and can laugh the jokes in that new language. When you don't have to stick to the script all the time and it shows that you can really speak the language. Yeah, I also feel like that, right? So if I feel like if for example, he asks me, welche Sprache sprichst du, right? If I have a little joke like, willst du meinen Namen kennen or something like this? Willst du meinen Namen wissen or something like this? I feel like if you can like respond like that, it's like the examiner is like he takes it into account, right? It's like he takes it, okay, then it's like I put him on the spot now, right? I don't want to be like super mean like that, so it's like I could be like, willst du meinen Namen wissen? And then if he doesn't have an answer quickly, right? If he is like, if he isn't like Entschuldigung, then I could be like, yeah, ich heiße Juan, blah, blah, right? It's like, so have things like this, right? I don't know, by the way, if I have said it right. I don't know if wissen is the right verb or like if willst du is like the correct way of asking that in that particular thing. But yeah, Like, you get what I mean, right? It's like, don't you want to know my name? That that kind of thing. It's like, or would you like to know my name first? Or like, would you like to know my name? Or yeah, something snarky like this, a little bit snarky, right? I would probably like, wouldn't be my name more important at the beginning? Yeah, I want to be like something like that, but a little bit more subtle, right? Like without saying, wouldn't be more important. It's like more kind of. You were pretty good. I didn't, by the way, I didn't say that. Okay, this was something I thought of after the fact. But yeah, I feel like if I have some of this prepared beforehand, like not like that one for in case I don't get to say my name, but then I have to have another one prepared in case he forgets something that I want or something like this, right? That kind of thing, basically. So I feel like, I feel like that is how I want to approach the thing, but I don't know how it's related to the stupider thing. Okay, yes. I feel like I kind of have to turn my brain off when he's speaking, because it's like he says too many things. And it's the kind of thing where for example, he likes cars a lot, which you would think, okay, that sounds like a good bonding point, right? And that is why I asked him to be my partner in this kind of thing, because I asked him to be my partner for this test, right? And I knew that I would be getting into like tests for until the end of eternity, right? If we both pass, we are going to do the B2 test together, I think. So until March. But I was like, okay, like this guy likes cars, this is interesting, like something in common, right? But what I hadn't considered is that when you have things in common with some other person, it's like it's like you have the possibility of knowing when he's saying some bullshit, right? It's like I know enough about cars to know when he's talking bullshit, right? Or when he's saying things that are not like the complete truth, right? Not that they are false necessarily, right? This is the problem. It's not that they are false necessarily, right? It's that it's painting an incomplete picture. So, for example, if he's talking to the rest of the group about something related to cars, and he's kind of the car guy because he had like a car wallpaper, all this, right? It's like I don't want to get into the hassle of being like, actually, that is not like 100% correct because it's like 75% correct, but the 25% part that is wrong is really wrong, right? I don't know. Or like the 25% that is wrong is kind of very wrong it's like wrong because of your ideological reasons and these kind of things I don't want to get into, right? So I feel like in these conversations I have to turn my brain off and I have to like be stupid. I have to like not act stupider, because I don't feel like it's an act thing, right? I feel like it's a becoming stupid thing, right? It's like if you get into the habit of turning your brain off in these things or not speaking your mind, I feel like you get stupider. It's not that you act stupid, but you are actually smart in real life. No, it's like you forget how to counter these things. It's like you lose the willingness to do it and you become stupider, right? You become someone that accepts whatever bullshit people spew, right? And I don't want to become that, right? Yeah, I figured too. And yeah, I have here, I miss talking with, and yeah, this is like the girl, I have talked about a girl here in this channel, right? And in these moments is when I miss the most people like her, right? It's like talking with her was the exact opposite, right? It's like when I talked with her, I felt smart, right? Not because I'm smart or whatever, or because or whatever, or because we were talking about kind of deep topics or whatever. No, we were talking about like blogs that we read or whatever, right? Or about tweets, or even about like regular Twitter people that we don't know in real life, but that we've seen in the same in the same screen. So we have both know who they are, right? It's like, but her way of approaching that was kind of so much fresher than, for example, his way of approaching the world, right? I feel like, and these are kind of moments where I miss her. I miss talking to her. I miss those, I don't know, those conversations that were like interesting to me as well, right? Where I feel like I could say things and like hedge them my way instead of saying things that are like statements of fact or whatever. Like I could hedge things, say, okay, I'm not exactly sure about this, blah, 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 right? And not be met with some barrage of, I don't know, things that are coming with like, I don't know, no kind of epistemic rigor, or like with no that kind of talk, right? In my head, I was like, I felt smart, not because I'm smart, but because she's dumb, lol. I know that was wrong, but it still came to mind. She used to say something like, I am retarded, right? So, I mean, who isn't retarded, right? I don't know, it's not even that I feel like I'm smarter than him. Well, I actually do probably think that I am smarter, like in a raw studying capacity type cognitive mental ability or whatever. I do probably feel like I'm smarter, but I don't feel like that is relevant, right? Because we are not doing something really smart required. It's like language learning doesn't require that much smarts, to be honest. Or I'm not approaching it in a way that it requires a lot of smarts. It's like, and we are going to become like train drivers. That's not like something that requires a lot of smarts. It's like maybe I am less worried about some things. Anyways, that I don't think, even if I do think that I am smarter, it's like I don't think that it's relevant, right? It's more about the attitude. It's like more of the approach that one has to like knowledge that I dislike. It's like regardless of how smart or not smart you are, how do we approach knowledge, right? It's not if you are retarded. It's if you are certified or not, exactly. That is the problem. I am not certified retarded, and that is a source of a lot of problems. I could pay less taxes, I could park in like the disabled spot, I could do so much things if I were certified retarded. So yeah, this is kind of what I meant when I wrote this kind of. This is a thing that I wanted to talk about, that I feel like I'm getting stupider and that I miss talking with her, right? I don't know if this would be a good video idea. I don't know if I will rewatch this tomorrow. I think maybe I have time tomorrow or tonight to rewatch my stream at these parts. Let's see. When on the stream are we? 53 minutes. Let's see. Stream before 53 sharp, more or less. This was one of the ideas that I had for today. The other idea that I had for today, I add too much shit to lists, but I don't cross stuff out. Wonder if it will be too much, right? Because this is something that I do a lot of the time. A lot of the time now, when I watch things, I watch YouTube shorts about. Let me pull up. It's like it will be so easy. I have to go to YouTube. This is a YouTube video that I put before. I scroll down. Here on the YouTube Shorts, there are food videos.
What is the saddest thing you have ever witnessed in your place of work? This happened to a young girl, Max 25, with 2 toddlers in the line ahead of me. She was wearing basically rags, obviously donated.
Now I want to. Okay, now when I want them, it's probably because I've watched so many of these. But I watched some guy in Japan that does these videos about food in Japan. It's called Eat in Japan or something like that, or Eat Japan. Japan Eat. This guy. I watched so many videos of this guy, and it's like probably half of the videos that I watch of him. I go to my Japan Google Maps Tokyo, write the name of the place that he's putting in the video. I put this YouTube short on the I want to go list on the description of that list, and I have so many places, right? And yeah, I've been doing this a lot also in Spanish restaurant. This is close to where I go to work. Well, to go to study, I was looking at, and as you can see, I have a lot of restaurants here. These green spots mostly are restaurants that I want to go to. And I don't have them just in red. Do you see how many places I want to go to? I have my places to go list. Most of these things in Japan are restaurants. Tokyo, all of these are probably restaurants. It's like at least 70% of these are restaurants. And probably like 65% of those are from this guy. So I was wondering, it's like, am I adding too much stuff? Should I like just stop? It's like, is this good or bad? And I didn't exactly know why. I don't know. It's like I feel like at a certain, with lists it goes like this, right? It's in general better to have one. It's like going to go, for example, if I'm going to Japan and I go to explore random places and all this, it's like you can have good experiences, right? And it's good. So that is good. I feel like it's better, right? So there's like a step above, which is like if you plan to go somewhere that you feel like you will enjoy and you enjoy it, it's like that sense of like, oh, I crossed a thing of my list. That is good, right? But I feel like making lists seems good. But I feel like if I make too many lists, like if I have too much thing on my list or whatever, it's like either when I go, I will have too many options to choose from and I won't know which. I don't know. It's like I feel different things, right? I feel like on the one hand, it's good because I have options, right? So it's like if I go to Japan and I go to this area, right? It's like it's good that I have noted things down instead of capped them, because now I have things in this area. In case I ever go close to Setagaya, right? Or close to Meguro or whatever, I have these things, right? Versus before. On the other hand, I feel like maybe I wouldn't have gone there. I don't know. See, there are like these balancing thing. My uncle is always really unlucky. Everyone enjoys this stay. He enjoys, and he gets food poisoning and his phone stolen. Lol. I did get a little bit of food poisoning in Morocco towards the end of the trip, luckily, but yeah, that sucked a little bit. I didn't get my phone stolen there. I got my phone stolen in Rome. I guess I am a little bit like your uncle, but not super like that. And yeah, I don't know. I'm ending stream now. This was more or less what I wanted to comment on. I feel like maybe I will talk a little bit more about this, and maybe tomorrow I will do this. I don't know. If I do stream only 1 hour, there's barely any time for like recording or anything like this. It's like, but yeah, I feel like this I'm getting stupider thing I got covered. So yeah, maybe I will check it out later at night. Maybe not. Maybe I will write the why I want to be a thing and record it. And if I don't record it tomorrow, maybe I will go back over these things, or maybe I will improvise some status update. I don't know. We will see. Tomorrow I will record something, but I don't know what. I feel like this was a good enough idea, so maybe I could record it. And I feel like this, I had too much list to list, but I don't cross stuff out. I feel like this is a little bit, I don't know. I'm not sure what else I can say about this, to be honest. I go on a walk. I try to do this at least 2 times a week, but mostly it ends on Saturday and Sunday. Lol. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to comment something about my run as well. I will comment that tomorrow. But yeah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And apparently there were 2 people today. So yeah, thank you to both viewers. And yeah, goodbye. Maybe it's me on another computer. I don't know.